Share the slides.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're going to screen share.
I thought I already did that, so I apologize. There we go.
Good. Okay. Well, welcome, everyone, to the California Environmental Literacy Initiative, or CAELI, Partner Portal Orientation. My name is Celeste Royer. I'm the Director of Equity and Inclusion at Ten Strands. Go ahead, Sean.
And I'm Sean Williams. I work with Green Guardians. I'm the community manager, and I support the CAELI Partner Portal and CAELI, and try and help out Celeste and not annoy her too much.
We invite you in the chat to go ahead and introduce yourselves, indicate your name, maybe what organization you're with and your role there, and give us an idea of who's attending today, even though we're a small group. Okay, and the next slide, Sean. We do like to open all of our meetings and webinars, etc., with a land acknowledgement, understanding that this is a really important process to acknowledge our traditional indigenous inhabitants of California and honor their stories and cultures and history here in California. I happen to reside in San Luis Obispo County, which is the ancestral and unceded lands of the Northern Chumash and Salinan tribal groups. And I invite you into chat to, if you know the indigenous group that is in your particular area, feel free to enter that into the chat. And we've included a link where if you need to know one of the more than 200, I believe, tribal groups identified in California, you can go to this link and find out by taking a look at their website. It's actually a really cool website. They have quite a bit of information. Anyway, we want to acknowledge those ancestral lands. All right, next slide, please.
Whoops, I am so sorry.
Other way. There we go. So I want to start by just sharing a little bit about Ten Strands. Ten Strands is a 10-year-old now nonprofit here in California, whose mission is to strengthen the partnerships and strategies that will bring environmental literacy to all of California's TK-12 students. The graphics you see here represented come from the Blueprint for Environmental Literacy, which was published in 2015 by the California Department of Education. And the illustration at the left indicates how some, but not all, students have the opportunity to engage in really incredible experiences that teach them about the environment. The graphic at the right indicates what our hope is that eventually every single student in California schools have some kind of meaningful learning experience that's going to help build their environmental literacy. And so that's kind of our hope. So over the last 10 years that Ten Strands has been in operation, we have engaged in a number of different initiatives. We're putting different links into the chat. I encourage you to visit the Ten Strands website if you want to get a sense of what's going on related to environmental literacy across the state. You're welcome to sign up for our newsletter and receive those communications. That the newsletter comes out twice a month, and it's usually has plenty of information to share about what's going on across the state. So that's a little bit about Ten Strands. CAELI, again, the California Environmental Literacy Initiative, is one of those projects or initiatives within Ten Strands. And what CAELI is a collective action network that seeks to ensure access to high quality environmental education learning for all of California students. CAELI is now composed of a leadership council that has approximately 75 statewide leaders from across the state who work in 7 different innovation hubs on specific projects trying to advance this work. In 2022, CAELI went through a revision of its theory of action. And you can visit the CAELI website down below to learn more about the vision, the statement of purpose for CAELI. We've outlined new guiding principles for our work, and we've actually identified 5 different domains of how we will go about trying to achieve getting that environmental literacy for all students. CAELI also has a newsletter. It comes out once a month. So we invite you to sign up for that if you haven't already. So CAELI is, again, one of the major initiatives within 10 Strands. Okay, next slide. So within CAELI, we have the partner portal. So I'm kind of stair-stepping you down a little bit here. So what the partner portal is this filterable website. The idea is that we have many community-based partners or organizations across the state that offer amazing programs and experiences for students. And we want teachers to have that one-stop shop to find them. Okay, so that's what this portal is all about. You can see this is a picture of the home page, and it gives you an idea of what the goals are for the portal. This past year, we've really been working on revising the website, adding community-based partner organizations and their programs to it, and kind of getting it set up to promote to educators. So we've just reached that point now. So we're just letting people know about this portal. But our goal here really is to have as many community-based partner organizations listed on it. So when teachers are looking for you, they find you. Okay. And again, Sean is with Green Guardians, and they provide that technical support and the platform for this portal. So we're grateful for their partnership. Okay. Part of the portal is we want to work in concert with and in partnership with the 58 county offices of education across California. And we realize that many community-based partners have standing excellent relationships with their county office of education, or sometimes with some of the local districts. So what we're doing with the microsites is we are asking each county office to basically build a one page on their website where they identify the relationships they have in their respective counties. So if educators or community-based partners are looking for that county office of education contact, they can go to these microsites. We presently have 10 that are in operation now. And again, over time, we hope to have the rest of the 48 join so that educators and community-based partners both can see these working relationships. So, you know, if you reside in one of these 10 counties, you can see that there's already a microsite for you to visit.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome. So Stephanie, I don't know, actually, I'm going to go back. San Diego County is on that list. So you're set. There are a lot of resources there specifically for you. And Mary, we're in talks with Los Angeles County and would love to have, like, when we get that set up, to have you come on board.
Well, LA County's there.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, LA County is there.
I'm sorry. It's been a day. I'm sorry. LA County is there, but we'd love to have your organization on there. Whoop. I'm going to put the link in the chat as to how to sign up. So as a community-based partner, so this is more for Mary, you know, if you wanted to set up and get your organization on that LA County list, as well as, you know, it's statewide. So we're going to get into that in a minute. But basically, you sign up for an account on the link that I just dropped in the chat. You watch a video and then basically fill out the information that's requested. There's a simple form there. It comes to us at Green Guardians to review it and like make sure like you're not, I don't know, selling mattresses or something, and make sure it's legit. And then like, okay, this is a legit organization. We're going to put it on the portal, and then teachers and everybody else can come and start finding it. If you need any help with that, we're here to help. Both 10 Strands and Green Guardians is here to help out. what that looks like once it's done is, oh, I'm sorry, this is the video that I was supposed to be showing when I was talking about that. I get really excited when I get to start driving here. But basically you fill all this out and you're ready to go. Once your organization gets added, there's currently over 200 community-based partners on the portal so that you can search through. So Stephanie and Mary, like, they're already there. So if you want to direct people to the portal, they can sign up for an account really easy, and they can start searching for either by lesson or by topic. So it's pretty awesome. On this next slide, we have a picture of, on the left side of the screen, it's all the different fields that people can use to search for. You can search by grade span. So if I'm an elementary school teacher, I can search for, like, 3 to 5. If I'm a middle school teacher, I'd search for 7, 8. If I'm a high school teachers are usually kind of, never mind, I'm not going to go there. They're going to search for like grade 11 because that's what they teach. The subject, the topic, what type of program it is. Is this like an outdoor ed camp that the kids are going to go to? Is it just a one-day field trip? Is it an in-class lesson? Is it a Zoom call with a professional? Something like that. What kind of cost is associated with it? Is this something free, which is something that a lot of teachers go for? When's it available? How long does it take? The location is really big. So like Stephanie, you might be looking for really San Diego specific resources. And that's okay. You can, there's that search field in there to say, like, I'm looking for things that are specific to San Diego and like maybe Orange County and, whatever. And as well as, and I think this is huge, is the standards, because as a community-based partner, you're going to be, hopefully, like, part of that whole thing is linking to standards so that people can find the standards that your program is associated or aligned with, I guess would be a better way to do it. So an example of this would be, this is just an example search that, again, it was grades 3 through 5, interested in coastal and marine education. Science is the topic, looking for a field trip. That's just a one and done kind of thing. Near San Mateo County, and I need it to be aligned with NGSS. And that pulls up 27 resources, not resources, community-based partners that can, that fit that bill that a teacher could go through and start selecting from and be, this is the one I want to go with. Another example closer to Southern California, where at least Mary and Stephanie are, is I want to do grade 6 through 8 watershed education, whatever subject, I'm okay with it. I want to fit it into my curriculum. Field trip, single visit, somewhere near San Bernardino County and aligned with NGSS. And there's 21 results for that. So this is really powerful. It gives teachers a lot of opportunities to look through and see what's available locally. And I mean, they could do statewide, but it's also locally, which has a lot of impact as well.
Keep it on this slide for a second, because I want to share that, if you are a community-based partner and you're wanting to put your organization up on this portal, it's really important you start with, asking for your organization to be there. But then the step after that is to add individual programs. You want teachers to find you. And so if you have multiple program offerings, make sure that you add all of those individually. And I'll give you an example. So for 30 years, I worked at the County Office of Education here in San Luis Obispo and ran our environmental and outdoor education programs. We had classroom presentations. So that would be a single kind of program that we would offer that teachers could find. We offered one-day field programs for primary grades. We also offered, outdoor school, residential outdoor school for 5th and 6th grade students. And we also had summer programming for students that, that was environment based. So if I just listed my organization, a teacher would have to navigate through all of that to find the right program. But if I listed all 4 of those programs individually and included all of the selections from the drop-down menus, it would be much easier for teachers to find those programs that we offered. So I encourage you, when your organizations should join, is to take that next step and really make sure to include all the different specific programs that you offer so that teachers can find you best.
Definitely important details there.
Okay, next slide. So we mentioned that, we've spent some time this past academic year really upgrading the website, making sure those drop-down menus made sense, establishing a criteria for who should be on the portal so teachers know. And now we're reaching that point where it's really time to promote the portal. And that's what today's webinar and orientation is about. It's time to get the word out to all of the teachers, administrators, to start searching for you. We're still definitely working toward adding hundreds more community-based partners from across California so that a teacher's search is much more rich in terms of what they find. But we definitely want to promote to community-based partners to join and add their programs. And we want to promote this to teachers and administrators across the state to start looking and navigating the County Office of Education microsites and just exploring what resources are available. So that's our push. So we've created this flyer. It's actually like a half sheet card. And it's available and it's downloadable from the Partner Portal website. A link has been put into the chat as well. So we ask you to help us with that marketing and promotion. So among your colleagues, with teachers in schools that your community-based organization works with, perhaps you can send this and say, hey, search for us here. So, we ask you, to use your networks to help get the word out about the portal, because I think the more teachers that start using it, the more educators are finding out about community-based partners available. That end goal is getting to where all students are getting some kind of environmental literacy-based experience, and that's what our hope is. So we really appreciate you attending this orientation today, and want to give you an opportunity, if there's any questions that have come up, to open the floor and give you an invitation to ask those questions. Or Amy, did you see anything that may have come up in the chat? We've also put an email address into the chat as well. It's here on the slide too. If even after this webinar is over, you go, oh, I should have asked, please email us at partnerportal@cali.org, and we'll definitely get back to you with whatever kind of support you might need. Sometimes if it's that kind of technical support with joining your organization, that's most likely going to be Sean helping you out with that. But certainly, if there's questions about the portal, downloading the flyer, anything like that, we're happy to help. But any questions that might have come up?
No, but this is great. And I think it's so amazing because I work with the Climate Initiative and we're a youth-focused climate organization, but we have like two we call them our two-pronged approach, one direct to youth and one direct to educators. And we know a lot of our educators are like, well, this is amazing, but I don't know about this, or, oh, I had no idea that existed. So this is a great resource we can share with them, especially because we try to focus on actionism and having youth create action projects around climate solutions. So this would be amazing.
Yeah, definitely start with make sure your organization's on the portal, because while we're wanting teachers to access the resources for school, this is also a way that we feel we can assist with the marketing for community-based partners. Again, I was one of those community-based partners for all those years, and I would welcome any assistance to have somebody market for me. So if we can help market your program through the use of this portal, we're happy to do so. Thanks.
Definitely. And Mary, do you have a question? You're being so polite with your hand up there.
Yeah, no, I do. So I just want to make sure I'm understanding clearly what the hope and goal of this is, that you're trying to create a platform where outdoor educators and organizations, like for instance, I work for the National Park Service, can kind of find a way of reaching educators, promoting the work that we're doing. And then if that's in the form of virtual learning experiences or in-person field trips, it kind of works as kind of like a platform for them to see the work we're doing. And then they can reach out to us through that, and then connect to our websites where we have our specific information listed.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, again, if teachers are trying to look for resources, we don't want them to have to spend hours, doing Google searches for everybody. So if they know that community-based partners that have great environmental education kinds of programs, be they virtual, be they field trip, be they residential or one day or in classroom or a curriculum resource, etc. So you'll see when you join, there's different selections for what your organization offers. There's an opportunity for you to, a link to your website, a contact person. And so we have a basic amount of information about your organization that a teacher can see right away. And then they go, oh boy, Santa Monica Mountains is a place I want to go. And so I'm going to go visit that website. And then once they get there, then they're linking with you a little bit more directly. So we're not going to house your entire website information, right? Our goal is to help them find you, connect them with you, and then they take that next step in terms of communication. But again, I feel like it's a way of helping promote and market all of the great community-based partners in California that are available for schools or community efforts as well. There could be a lot of program offerings from community-based partners that are beyond the bell, as I say, outside the school day. If it's instructional programs, for students during the school day, then we do look for that standards alignment. But in expanded learning programs after school, summer, etc., they don't necessarily have to be standards aligned. So it's both, it's all of that programming, because a lot of excellent programming takes place outside of 8 to 2. So it's an opportunity to share all of those programs.
And one more question, with when we're setting up our profiles, is it possible for us to set filters? Like, for instance, if we're really fourth grade focused, that's something that we can build into our profile?
Yeah, right now I think we have them as the 3 grade spans.
Okay.
And so you would pick the 3-5 grade span. But then again, when they see your specific program on your website, they would see it's 4th grade.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, we have all 58 counties listed individually. And so a community-based partner that only serves San Diego County could select just San Diego County. We don't necessarily serve anyone else. We are looking at the best way to have some organizations that serve a much larger region or even all of California. We do have a statewide selection for location, but there are some that are a little bit more regional and multi-county. So they can select that they're a multi-county community-based partner as well.
Okay, that would work for us because we span through
you serve Ventura County,
yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah. So I think that there's a way of doing that so that a search for Ventura County or for Los Angeles County would show your programs.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Great question. Any other questions? I see we had some other folks join us. Welcome, Xochitl, Scarlett.
And so for the late joiners, this is recorded, so you'll be able to catch up on all the other stuff.
Great.
Yeah,
I
I'm getting this recording up later.
Oh, sorry. I had a quick question. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of like in the middle. So our program is based out of a college, but we partner with community organizations, right? So we bring in students to partner with our community partners, and they are the ones that are running these programs. So for someone like me, would it just be on the promotional end of things for promoting Like, would you need help bringing the community partners in here, or what would that look like for me?
So what you do is you don't deliver the program yourselves. You build the connection between.
It's kind of murky because we kind of do both, right? So the students develop a lot of the projects for the community partners. So yes, we are kind of in the development, but we're also the middle person. We just hold the work together, if that makes sense.
Okay, so are you at the college?
Yes, so we're actually yes, so we're part of the college. I just didn't know which room to go in.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could take a look at possibly the college being the community-based partner, and what you do is with the youth, the students that you work with, to develop programming for the community, and that would be the program offering. But Sean and I can kind of, we can connect with you to take that a little deeper, a little further, to see what's the best fit for you. But it seems that if the college is actually creating programs to offer to the community, that you would be considered a community-based partner in that sense. But we can definitely take another look. Give us an email at that partner portal address.
Okay.
I just dropped that in the chat again. So yeah, just drop it in there and we'll get back to you, and we can sort it out and figure out some sort of solution. I'm sure there's.
And Scarlett, can you, what's the CASA acronym?
It's critical action and social advocacy.
Okay.
So, but also within Pitzer, we also have our environmental analysis department, right? Like, that are also doing this. So they kind of have a similar programming to ours, but yeah, I just think that for us, it would look like different departments within the college, if that makes sense. I don't know.
This probably does warrant a bit of a deeper discussion, so that we can make sure that we represent the program offerings correctly. So definitely reach out to us.
Thank you.
Of course.
I also had a similar question as Scarlett. This is Mary. I'm at San Bernardino Valley College, but I'm also with, hey, Amy. I'm also with Chica, which is a
yes, I'm familiar with.
Indigenous Service Cooperative, and the Native Council for San Bernardino and Riverside. And I think we have a similar setup like Scarlett, where many of our organizations and coalition building and collaboration happens in a space that is purposefully outside of academia. So even though we are affiliated with colleges, like I'm representing Valley College, we have folks at the table that represent UCR, Cal State San Bernardino, University of Redlands, all the higher education institutions. The goal of our work is to center and lift community-based organizations and community programs, collectives, cooperatives, frontline grassroots work that's happening around environmental justice at the intersection of culture and identity, right? So looking at, different diaspora communities and how the environmental justice work and environmental education work, intersects with our ethnic studies work, and really trying to bring ethnic studies outside of the classroom to the community. So I think a lot of the organizations that we're trying to bring to the table, and Scarlett and Sochi and some of the folks in the room, are because we reached out to some of the organizations that we feel are left out of this conversation normally, and trying to build a bridge and a space that recognizes some of these organizations that don't fit nicely into the box of academia or nonprofit industrial complex. These organizations that are in the gap. And so I just wanted to kind of name that and say that you may see some of these organizations popping up in these meetings that you're hosting, and that's intentional, and that we're trying to see what kind of space we can carve out that recognizes that we have a lot of folks who are doing this education work in a non-formal environment, and how can that be included in your resources for educators, for formal educators.
Thank you, Mary. We absolutely welcome that. again, some of the community-based partners that you are working with that Chica supports could be listed just, as a partner organization on this portal and any specific programs. But it could be that your regional network or the way Chica supports those community-based partners in itself could be an organization on it, because you are supporting those people as well. So again, I just like Scarlett, I think a deeper conversation with us to figure out how to best represent you so that educators in the Inland Empire area in particular are finding the resources that you're trying to promote, again, with the ultimate goal of meaningful experiences for community members.
Thanks so much for that. And of course, kind of side goal that we have is that we are hoping to also connect you all with tribal native local communities across the state. So we would like to see a better connection between some of our Native and Indigenous organizations so they can connect with educators in their local area and get more specific regional support around talking about California natives and native science and of course, environmental science.
Yeah, and we would definitely support that.
That would be fantastic.
That's, and just in through the lens that I look through at Ten Strands as the Director of Equity and Inclusion, that's definitely a part of my interest and work too. So, if there's a way to make sure that the partner portal can support that, absolutely. So definitely we should connect, Mary.
Yeah, we have a meeting with our Native Council this evening. And so they actually pushed their meeting back a little bit, thinking this meeting might be taking a little longer. We thought it was going to go till like 6:30. So we asked the Native Council to push their meeting back so we could bring this conversation to the Native Council and then talk about how we can start compiling a list for y'all of all the organizations we think are kind of left out and find a way to plug them in.
Yeah. And again, we have that promotional flyer that is downloadable that you can share with all of those community-based partners, because they can independently on their own go ahead and start, submitting their request to join the portal. So
yeah, we find that
we give them that open invitation.
Yeah, we are sharing that flyer, but we find that some of our organizations have a bit of a technology challenge. Like there is a very strong correlation between some of our Native communities and communities and access to internet and technology. So we're trying to help fill that gap for them and help walk them through the process a little more and figure out ways that we can support them in getting included, even if they may lack access to technology expertise.
Yeah, and Sean is an IT wizard. I'll call you an IT wizard, Sean. Definitely his area of strength. I do have to share that at this time, this portal is completely an electronic, web-based resource. And so, but we can definitely try to provide as much support for people to both be on it and then to access it for searches.
And I'd like to add on to also help shape it. This project has morphed over the past couple of years as we've interacted with like numerous potential users on all different sides of it in terms of, are these the right categories? Are we, so all of those things are open for evolution too. If there are some ways that we're like phrasing or categorizing things that don't work for certain people, like that's exactly why we're opening up these conversations and, want it to be a place that people do feel described correctly and able to promote what it is that their goals actually are.
It's funny that you say that, Amy. Just earlier today, I was chatting with Karen Cow, Ten Strands CEO, about the portal, and she had some specific questions of what I thought about in the coming year, what kind of changes we were going to make, and would there be any? And I actually said yes. And I said, as we learn from our community-based partners, as we learn from the different educators and community members who access the portal and look for resources, that we want to have feedback and input as to how this portal might better serve. So I definitely feel like this is a dynamic, program and definitely will evolve in many ways.
I had a couple of questions because some of the community, just to circle back to what Mary was saying, some of the community that we're engaging with will have language accessibility needs. And so I wanted to know if this was available in other languages. So that's the first question. The second part of that question is, are any of these, like, can we print out a page to hand to community, or like if I type in, like, for example, the space, we're not on campus, we're actually in the city of Ontario, outside of campus. So the students come in and it's a community space. But if I wanted to print something out for a community member that walked in, was that something that's doable via the portal?
Yes, well, the promotional
I
flyer,
can't hear you. I'm sorry. I don't know if something happened, but I can't hear.
I'll try again. Scarlett, can you hear me?
You sound fine.
I'll share
Yeah.
this. I'll share this in hopes that you can hear.
Yes. Now, got it.
Okay, there on the website, there is a promotional flyer that's downloadable, and so you could print it to share with people, and it describes what the portal is, okay, and the website to go to. So that is definitely something that you could print out and share. Now, you can also, once you complete a search for something specifically, if you're that educator looking for something, once you find that, then you can print out what your search comes up with. So those are two things I believe you could print out. So it just depends on the audience that you're going to engage with and what their need is. So if it's an educator need, it depends on what they're looking for their students or for the community members. But if it's the community partner, it's maybe more of a promotion of the portal.
I don't know if you saw, but Scarlett mentioned in the chat that makes sense.
Okay, great. Okay.
There
Thank
might
you
be
so
some
much for
audio
these
issues
questions.
going on there. So
Yeah, it sounds like. Well, I do want to be respectful of people's time. We're a bit over, and thank you so much for staying a little bit over. And so they give you an opportunity to ask some great questions. Again, in the chat, we gave you an email address. You can reach out to us, and we'll be happy to continue some of these conversations. So thank you so much, everyone, and hope you have a great evening.
Thank
so much.
you.
I already sent you an
thank you
email.
all.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, fabulous.